today. We've got two lefties, one on each side this time. Abbey Ridge will wear 8. Here's the captain, Zoe Arancini. Lena Mihailovic will wear 10. Another of the returnees from 2019 is Tilly Cairns.
Number 12, Haley.
In the year that the women won the Olympic title, this lady was born, Haley Ballesty. That was 2000 in Sydney, of course. And the other goalkeeper for them, talking about Gabriella Palm, this is Genevieve Longman.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, in the white cap, please welcome the national
So that's the Australians.
Kazakhstan.
Here, nominally, are the home team. Doesn't really matter too much in water polo, to be honest. There are some sports where it does matter a bit, but they're listed first. Alexandra Zakiembayeva will be in goal for Kazakhstan. Daya Podchinox will be wearing number 2.
Number 3, Valeria.
Number 3 is Valeria Anosova. A good smiles coming onto Paul Deck. Anna Turova is number 4.
Number 5, Anastasia.
There's quite a few
Jelena.
Anastasias. In fact, we have 3 of them. Here's the first of them. Anastasia Yeremina, 5. Daya Roga will wear number 6.
Anna Novikova.
Anna Novikova is number 7.
Number 8, Daria Muravieva.
Daya Mayareva
Number 9,
will wear number 8.
Shapovalova.
Nadezhda Shapovalova is wearing 9. 10, Victoria Krutankova. And then 2 more Anastasias I mentioned. We've got 3 in total. Anastasia Mershina. And with the number 12 cap will be Anastasia Moratalyeva. And the other goalie, we have seen goalies be switched around a bit today already. Maybe both will get a look in. Maya Martinenko will wear 13. So they know what they have to do. They have to try and better that scoreline if they want to go top of the table. 12-8 for New Zealand over Brazil earlier. As I mentioned, it was 13-3 when the Aussies played Kazakhstan last time in this competition. Time for the anthems, and we'll start with the away team. And the Australian coach is Paul Oberman.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Kazakhstan.
There's a very proud man, Marat Novasikov, who is the head coach of Kazakhstan. So we are ready to see the second game in Group C between Kazakhstan and Australia. This again is our officials. Georgi Kun of Hungary and Chisato Kurosaki of Japan. All trying to get through to that knockout stage. Top 3 required. Australia, Brazil, New Zealand, Kazakhstan in this group. Now, Australia will be fancying their chances. I mean, Australia against New Zealand, which will be a really good match to watch. It's going to be the game on the 22nd of June, so to follow this, that will be a spicy affair. Not quite on the Hungary-Yugoslavia lines, but there was a bit of passion, a bit of bragging rights when those two go head-to-head and meet in any kind of sporting context. That's the lineup for Kazakhstan. As you see, a lot of experience in goal with Saki and Pieva. And a lot of youth in there too. This is a very young team. Half of their players are under 20, average age 23 years of age. Australians, a bit like with the USA, bags of experience. There's Marat Narozbekov. And the Australian lineup will be quite familiar to those who watched the water polo event 3 years ago. A lot of names returning. Obviously, they've brought in some youth as well, but if you look at Arancini, who's seen it, done it, got the T-shirt several times over, will wear number 8. And Polo will be assisted by Rebecca Rippon on coaching duties for this one. Also in the picture, Taryn Woods for the Aussies, who will be fancying their chances of at least replicating what they did 3 years ago with that 10-goal scoreline, 10-goal advantage scoreline. But they look like women on the mission, don't they, the Australian team? They are here to do business. See how the pattern of this game emerges. There have been a lot of early goals in the games that have been played so far. Australia will be looking to lay down a bit of a marker. We'll see whether Bronte Hannigan has the same kind of impact she had on this game as she did 3 years ago against Hungary. In goal for Kazakhstan will be Saki Mbayeva. And the Aussies are ready to start, as indeed are Kazakhstan. Not quite sure what the delay is here. We have a little delay. Ball is ready. Players, I think, are ready. Yes, we are ready. Ready while you are, Mr. Referee. Thank you. Still not happy with something. Right, they're all lined up, obviously. I'm going to start from the same position. Okay. We do have a little delay for reasons I can't enlighten you about at this stage. So we should have the start. Yeah, could well be a lighting issue here. Because they're not happy with something, but I think that might be the whistle to bring... Oh, is there something with the rope? What's going on over there? I don't want to second guess. No, we're underway. We are getting our rocket burners blasting off, and not happy with that. At the start, the Australians do get the possession. Yeah, it was a very well contested start to the game, but the Australians obviously in the green and gold, playing from right to left. As that initial marker is for the Australians, and there's going to be first, no, not quite yet, not quite the first exclusion, or is it? It is, yeah. First exclusion, so Kazakhstan lose their number 6, they lose Dayaroga, and they also lose a chance of keeping the Australians at bay, because Arancini finds her way through. The captain leads by example, and Australia are on the board in 24 seconds. Exclusion did not help. Never does it? And once the goalie, Bayeva, had committed herself, there's only one way that ball was going to go, and that's going to be launched over her head. And they've just had another steal. Not a good start here for Kazakhstan at all. Not a good start. Number 2 maybe coming. No, it comes off the post. Australia should have made a bit more of that. That was a very, very quick turnover. We were still in the replay when the turnover happened. That's how quickly that happened. But Australia nearly 2-0 up in the first 45 seconds. So just need to get themselves in the game, which they're not yet. Kritenkova. It's a little dribbler, which is dealt with quite comfortably by Gabriella Palm, who's been referred to Genevieve Longman on this occasion in net, but of course that could change. Halligan, nicely done. Nice finish by Arancini again. Oh, she's everywhere, isn't she? Early part of this game. Scores the opener, scores the second one. 2 goals for her in the first minute and 20. Good captain's performance, nice and early. Australia, if there were any nerves, any jitters, and they've been settled by that. We haven't actually seen much Kazakhstan possession yet, because they've just a couple of times given it away. Now they get a chance in front of net. 14 seconds. Just not being allowed to turn, and the Australians say, right, we'll have that. It's ours now, if you don't mind. Anna Novikova is stripped of the ball, and the Australians can work their way forward. And they don't normally hang around too long. They're going to play it right in front, and she's there again. This time it's Charlize Andrews. Now, I think a penalty's been called. It has. So Andrews will have a chance at the penalty shot. Charlize Andrews make it 3-0. Good save. Good save by Zaki and Bayeva. Always say from penalties, you never really fancy the goalie. You don't see that many saves at this level, but that's a particularly good one. She will be this year. The 32-year-old Zaki and Bayeva. Now, can Kazakhstan put something together here? No, they can't. Again, so strong, this Australian team. Abby Andrews has it. There's plenty of green and gold. Right, there's 4 of them. Look at them, like bees around a honeypot. And that's Tilly Kearns getting the last meaningful touch. Well, they've come out, women possessed. Look at how many green and gold. You can just about see 2 white caps there. And green and gold pretty much as far as the eye can see. And Tilly Kearns, once she'd committed Zaki and Bayeva, that ball was only going in one place, right into the onion bag. Yep, they're happy. They've set the tone very nicely here. Yeah, that's it. They're just not allowing them any time. Now they have. There's the opening goal, and good work. Good work, because there were a couple of players absolutely tied up, but Anna Turova was not. So Kazakhstan on the board. First real meaningful approach to goal. And Anna Turova with loads and loads of experience. She's been on a lot of Kazakhstan teams over the years. And knows precisely where the goal is, as she showed on that occasion. 3-1. Australia 3 minutes into the game. Shot resets to 20. Arancini already looking for an early hat-trick here, the number 9. Balesti. Oh, nearly. Arancini with one of the quickest hat-tricks almost in the World Championships. Doesn't matter, because there's always somebody else to poke it in. And Arancini fed. Oh, they've given it to Arancini. So Arancini gets that hat-trick in 3 minutes and 16, I make that. 3:16, the hat-trick. Australia, and 3 of those scored by Arancini in 3 minutes and 16 seconds. That's as lightning as a hat-trick as I think I've ever seen in water polo. Little flick into the corner. The whistle had already gone, so it won't count. Stays at 4-1. Mikhailovic loses possession to Turova. Score of the opening goal for Kazakhstan. It's got a lot to do by it. There's no white caps. There's one white cap in the centre because the Australians are getting back in numbers. Yeah, again, just too far out. Roga. 14 seconds, 13. Shot clock is counting down. And then immediately there are 2 Aussies right on top of the Kazakhstan player, not giving her any chance to breathe, let alone work out how she's going to get a shot away. And immediately that's going to be a pulling down and another goal. And they are coming thick and fast. This time it's Abby Andrews. 5-1. And that was the exclusion for Daya Roga. So not much going right from a Kazakhstan point of view right now. They scored a goal, but having exclusions. Abby Andrews has scored a goal. She's decided that's enough for the time being, or her coach has anyway. And 5-1. Early stages, Australia looking on the rampage here and doing wonderful defensive work. And every time there's somebody who gets themselves into a shooting position, there are 2 Australians either side just making sure they're suffocating. There's no way through. And they're also very quick in transition. Mikhailovic. Go short side this time, and it's Pascal KAZ. They look so simple, aren't they? Yeah, if it was really that simple, of course we'd all be doing it, but making it look very, very easy. And already showing why they are definite medal contenders at this stage. Bronze medalists 3 years ago. Won't be too far away this time, surely. As they claim the ball back again. Bronte Hannigan, haven't mentioned her in the commentary yet. Very much instrumental in their bronze medal win 3 years ago. And here she is on the ball now. Looking for that corner. Oh, I thought she was going to shoot for a sec, but she didn't. KAZ. Balesti. Halligan, time's against her, 7 seconds, or a little reverse. It's almost very clever from Danielle Fasala, but not quite. Aussies have the ball back with Mikhailovic. Shot clock is running down, but they're not too concerned about it. Oh, good interception, though, by Turova. Having to do a lot of work by herself here. It's not a one-woman team, but she's doing the bulk of the work and making what is happening happen to the good. Mortalieva. This one we're just about to come back in. One player just about to come back into the action when she gets the chance. Last few seconds. Well, she might have to wait a bit because the quarter's nearly at an end. And it looks like being a very productive one from an Australian point of view. Not going to be enough time for the shot on that one. There will be now, they've reset. 1:30 remaining in the first. 6-1 to Mikhailovic. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Mikhailovic again. Trying to go. That was a bit ambitious. There's going to be an exclusion this time for the Australians. They lost one of each. Kazakhstan have lost Mortalieva. I think we lost 2 there. Well, we certainly lost Mortalieva. All happened in a bit of a blink of an eye there. Mortalieva is out. I thought I saw an Aussie go as well. Maybe she was just changing, but anyway, the foul 20 seconds have all been now served. Could be the last but one move for the Aussies. There's 7 seconds. They're leaving it right until the last second. It's back with Gabriela Palm. 18 seconds. There'll be one more chance, maybe for Mikhailovic. Will stay central. They're actually working their way back. And that's going to be pushing down. It's also too long in the area, I think. If he wasn't keen on that. Not going to be long enough for a shot here. That's going to be the end of the first. And from an Australian point of view, very satisfactory it has been. Now, they've corrected that goal so that Arancini has not got a hat-trick. We'll come back to that in a moment. Kazakhstan 1, Australia 6 it is after the first period. Yeah, sorry to disappoint Zoe Arancini fans, the captain. They've actually taken that goal away from her. So the hat-trick is not there. She's got 2 out of 3 attempts. But there she is, opening the scoring. There she is, just popping it in the corner. So the one that was given to her, which is the third one, might well have taken a ricochet en route, so they've taken it away. Just trying to find out. So they've given that to Mikhailovic. So the goal, third goal we go to Arancini, or they go to Arancini, and actually now been corrected to Mikhailovic. That means that Pascal Casey, Abby Andrews, 2 from Arancini, 1 from Mikhailovic, and 1 from Tilly Kearns. It's the reason why we've got 6 goals on the scoreboard. Just that one reply from Anna Turova. All stats will stack up nicely from an Australian point of view. Actually, shot efficiency not quite as high as maybe I thought it might be. 55% is okay. 6 out of 11 have found their target. Has scored on one of their 3 attempts. Yeah, last one was a very well contested start. The end of the beginning of the first quarter. Second quarter about to start. Well, we know that they've both got speed merchants to go for the start. See whether they can both arrive at the ball at the same time. And Novikova is ready to go. They're all ready to go. I say we'll always have our money on the Aussies in this, but let's go again. Go tight, they got it. Just a bit more conclusive this time. Aussies will have Australia will have the first possession. Defensively, Kazakhstan needs to be a little bit tighter. Sometimes they've been outnumbered in that kind of area. Sprints won 2-0 for Australia, but Turova is about the only Kazakhstan player I mentioned on numerous occasions so far. Has done an awful lot of good work, but she needs other people to help with the workload. Here she is again. Can't shoot from there, it's too far out. Shot clock's down to 8. Here's Yeremina and Muruga. And Australia have it back. Just teasing, just tormenting, just working their way in. And Abby Andrews has her second of the game. That was nicely done. It just shows you how much of a chess game it can often be. As much try and move people out of position, trying to give yourself the best angle, trying to move the goalie, of course, around so you get a really good look at the expansive goal there is. And Zarkinbayeva was trying to anticipate where he was going to go, when the shot was going to come in. Well, both couches didn't quite get it right that time, and Australia extend their lead to 6-7-1 it is now. Kazakhstan off the bar, they have the player advantage, because in the exclusion area is Bridget Leeson-Smith, but she won't be there for long, 16 seconds. And Australia have possession, so they're not going to be able to make much of it. If anything, they can get a turnover here, and it's not likely they're going to be able to do that just now. So with a player disparity, Australia might score here. Andrews, no, they're just going to hold on, eat the clock down. They're down to 6. Well, Kazakhstan have the ball back with Mershina. And again, as you see, it's like a pincer movement. The Australians right on top of her straight away. 25 seconds. Oh, what a lob. Sadly, from her point of view, went the wrong side. It was a nice, inventive play, very creative, but just didn't dip and drop quickly enough for her, and Australia will take advantage by just getting swimmers up the pool as quickly as possible and score again. Amy Ridge, I think it was this time. Just get Cano's Abby Andrews for a hat-trick. Abby Andrews has the hat-trick. 3 out of 3 for the Australian number 6. Yeah, again, just waiting. It's the right kind of distance for the shot. Coax the goalie to go one way and try and put it over. She went the same way the goalie went, but even though it bounced off the arm of Zarkinbayeva, there's very little that she could do about it. Turova. Now, I'm trying to be a bit careful because they're getting quite physical. There might well be an exclusion again if they're not very careful. They're doing well to prevent them getting in the center, and there's no way she can shoot from there. Try though she did, Novikova just could not keep control of that ball for long enough to get the shot away. 8-1 Australia. 5:25, another one coming. Tilly Cairns with a second. In fact, a third. the stage now where we're going to get the abacus out, because goals are raining in pretty regularly. 9-1 they lead, 6-1 first quarter, 3-0 second now. Still quite a ways to go too. And again, you always see with the better teams, with the teams you'd like to be in medal contention, the ones who just don't allow them into that danger area right in front of goal, doesn't ever really allow you to have any time to dwell on the ball and consider the shot. Here's Roga. Is exclusion coming? Not yet. No, not given. Roga. Yeremina. Oh, there's an exclusion, what it was. For Sala. And that didn't find its way in. Good defensive cover, and then good reaction from Gabriella Palm to prevent that going over the line. But that was very tight, but it was okay. Didn't find its way in. KAZ, and another very easy conversion close in for Taniel Fasala. So now KAZ, Fasala, Andrews, Arancini, Mikhailovic and Cairns all on the scoreboard. It was coming thick and fast. Double figures achieved. It looks like it's going to be a much more one-sided scoreline this time than it was when they met last time. Krisankova. And again, look, they've had, well, obviously it's a reset now. I was about to say they had a lot of shot clock without getting anywhere at all. Charlize Andrews, one-on-one, scores. Making hay. Charlize Andrews, the latest to add her name to the list. 6 different goal scorers in the 11 we've had so far. Australia have New Zealand next. I mentioned Brazil. It's the final game. You get yourself in the top 3, but it's down already under the pump a little bit here. Roga. Morieva can't turn. And again, the Australians just smother anybody who gets within 3 or 4 meters of the goal. Palm's holding on to it for quite a while now. Haven't seen the outlet pass she wants. Now she does. Balesti. And that will be a turnover for Kazakhstan. Back with Zakimbayeva. Need to move it quickly though, because the Australians are swarming around them again. Krisankova. The foul count is turnover. Fouls 3-3. So that's not going in Australia's favour, but everything else pretty much is. There'll be Longman waiting him to get the nod for later on. Yeah, that was quite aggressive from Kritankova. Arancini. SD. 6.1 left on the shot clock. Still rotating, still finding their way through. However they try and block them, however they try and exclude them, there's always somebody there. This time it is Bronte Halligan. I'm surprised we had to wait so long in the game to see her register a goal. See how prolific she was in Gwangju, but there she is with another one from distance. And experienced though she is, and there's many games she got under her belt. Zakimbayeva needs a bit more defensive cover in front of her. She can't do it all by herself. Kritankova. Oh, nice little reverse, but again, right into the area was occupied by Gabriela Palm. So was it looked nice from Murayeva? Didn't quite have the desired effect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Australians right there. How does the referee interpret that? It's going to be a penalty shot, I think. No. Or is it? Yes, I believe it is. Yep. Just waiting. Just waiting for the ball to be returned. Change of personnel. It will be a new ball, by the way, in 2023 for water polo. That's not it. It's got a slightly new design, which we're looking forward to seeing at the World Championships in Fukuoka next year. This will be the hat-trick for Arancini. Yeah, it's a slightly different design and will be introduced for all world events next year. So we'll see it at the World Championships in Fukuoka next summer. Well, that's easy pickings. No alarms for Gabriela Palm. It's the kind of thing she'll do in her sleep. Well, apart from that one incision by Turova, it's all been Australia and continues to be, and that's going to sneak in, I think. That's going to be registered to Bronte Halligan as well. Goal number 14. So 2 in very quick succession from Bronte Halligan, having not scored for a while or at all in this game. She gets 2 in pretty quick succession. And 6-1. First quarter is becoming even more prolific from an Australian point of view in the second. Kazakhstan unable to score. Kazakhstan have possession. There's an exclusion. Out goes Haley Ballasty. Player advantage and they score. It's Yeremina. Anastasia Yeremina who gives Kazakhstan a little respite with a second. A goal in the first quarter, goal in the second quarter, but meanwhile Australia have been really enjoying themselves. It's getting very physical down there, but it does in water polo, so I'm not really that surprised. The underwater camera brings it into sharp focus. Just over a minute to go, second, as we head towards half-time. Another shot coming from Halligan, maybe looking for a very rapid-fire hat-trick here. Arancini already got hers. Ballasty. Yeah. That'll be Kazakhstan possession, which they've had not enough of in this period of play. But they have scored 1, looking for a second. Ah, so nearly. Good work by Martelieva. But Australia will get the last major possession. There'll be a few seconds overlap, but not by much. Mikhailovic thinks. We'll come back to her for another think, and a shot, and a goal. And that's what they do. So, Amy Ridge, Bridget Leeson-Smith, and Haley Ballasty are the only ones so far yet to register a goal. Everybody else on the score sheet. 15-2. It's been a more prolific second quarter for Australia. If it all ends now, it's 9-1. There's the scoring, but Kazakhstan might have one more chance here to make it 2. They will, because they'll have the extra player. Ballasty is dismissed, but that'll carry over into the second half. There'll be a 12-second carryover of a player advantage for Kazakhstan, but tail of the tape from the first 2 quarters is Australia lead Kazakhstan by 15 goals to 2. No, quite a lot of talking to be done. Not so much by them, because they'll be pretty happy with things. A lot to be said on the other side of the pool. And that's the 1 goal from Turova, who has been the outstanding player for Kazakhstan in this so far. She's all the good things, and there's not been a lot of good things, but the good things that have happened for them have all centered around Turova. But well, she's been doing that. There have been goals going in on a regular basis. Mikhailovic. Oh, you pretty much name any player, they've had some involvement. So they could easily, I think, by the end of this game, have everybody on the score sheet. Not too far shy of that now. Hat-trick for Tilly Cairns. Hat-trick for Arancini. Hat-trick for Abby Andrews. Yeah, you can see from the shot clock, they don't hang around if they've got an opening. They very often do have an opening. They go for it pretty early on. Abby Andrews with 100% shot record in the game. Matched by Bronte Halligan and by Lena Mikhailovic as well. Obviously, you know, goalies in most sports, it's a pretty tough job. In water polo, it's a thankless task, quite frankly. I think the only ones that you sometimes handball is always not a great position for a goalie, but water polo goalies really have it hard. This man's not having it hard at all. Paul Obern's having a very pleasant evening so far. It's opposite number. Right. Norris Bakeoff, not quite so. Next up for Kazakhstan will be Brazil and New Zealand in their 3rd match. It's New Zealand up next for Australia, Brazil, last game. So group game is concluded by the 24th. And they play alternate days. Men start on Tuesday, women back on Wednesday, and women back on Friday. Well, Australia have won the sprints. Those 2 sprints have gone their way. There's every likelihood that all 4 will, but we'll see. We'll see where Kazakhstan, who did compete very well for the first one, can get close on the second. Going for it is Yeremina. Ooh, now how's the referee see that? Yeah, it's Australian ball. Yeremina was pretty close, but not close enough. Now that exclusion is now up. Australia with their full numbers, their full quota. Halligan looking for a hat-trick. Andrews looking for another. And Andrews is submerged. Yeah, that's going to be another penalty, I think, for Andrews. Yeah, it is. Charlie Andrews will have a penalty. It's not going to be her who takes it. It's going to be, a rebound from Tilly Cairns. Yeah, the original shot came, there was a little bounce pass right off the framework of the goal. back into play, and Tilly Cairns was there to score her third. So 3 hat-tricks now for Australia. And here they are again with the ball, not hanging around, wanting something to happen pretty quickly here. And over the top comes Turova. Arancini, the captain, again, a bit too aggressive from Tanikova. Well, they're trying hard, but they're just not getting anywhere near the ball. That's the worry. They're getting the player, not the ball. And just succession of reset. Oh, what a score that is. What? Arancini takes her personal tally up to 4 out of 5. And that was absolute copybook. The way she binded that, look at that. Right, she picked her spot. She knew exactly, like an arrow that went straight into the top corner. Now, honestly, we thought had scored a hat-trick in about 3:16, but there's also an exclusion now for Morosilieva, who's getting close to a red card there. She may not last the course in this game. Novikova. Oh, she was thinking about it. Immediately she gets submerged, but they've still held on to it with Machina. And that means a bit of work for Genevieve Longman, who's now in the Australian net. Arancini. It's Andrews. Zaya Kambieva in the KAZ net, making a decent save. 15 seconds on the shot clock, but this period it's 2-0 to Australia. Make that 3-0 to Australia. I beg your pardon, sorry. Get so carried away. That's Yeremina at the other end. Yeremina gives Kazakhstan a third. Nice little loop over the top of Genevieve Longman. And Kazakhstan have a third. So a consistent goal in the first, goal in the second, and now goal in the third for the Kazakhs. Again, Andrews. Ooh, right over the top. Just a little bit too powerful, that. But Australians will have to just rotate it one more time. Come back around with just over 6 seconds to go. And that's good D by Kazakhstan, keeping Australia at bay this time. And not surprisingly, in the heart of all that is Turova. So a goal in every quarter so far for Kazakhstan. Moratieva. Yeremina. And that's going to be Australian ball. Arancini. We'll just wait and see who fancies collecting this one. She's holding on to it for a little while. And as she does so, she loses her grip, but they get it back. And another exclusion for Kazakhstan, which gives Australia the player advantage, which they should take advantage of, and they don't. But that's another good stop by Zakim Baeva. She's she conceded 17. She has made some very good stops along the way as well. Mortlieva. Here's Marashina, which is getting a little bit agitated with stuff. As it remains full quarter of players. I think he was hoping there might be an Australian exclusion there, but it didn't happen. That's another long-range attempt, which is not going to find its target. And the Aussies have it back. Looking up to see who's where. Sala. That's Halligan. Halligan then is dunked. And then referee sees them just hanging around a little bit too much in front of net. Says you're in there for too long. Out you come. And he turns over for Marcina. Mortilieva. Prakanikova. Nicely done by Turova. Second goal of the game for her, and absolutely beautifully taken. She has been superb tonight. The rest of her players might be a little bit under par, but that's beautifully done. Expertly from Turova. Eye of a needle job that was, and that's changed the sequence a bit because they've scored one in each quarter so far. They've now scored 2 in this, and scored 1 more than they did against Australia when they met 3 years ago in the World Championships. But Australia have already scored more than they did. Halligan will wait and wait and wait. They've got time, they can do that. Ballasty, who hasn't scored yet. Casey, who has. Ballasty again. 5 seconds for them to do something. And they've stayed in there, I think, a little too long. Have they not? They've still got the ball. And comes back off the post. A little bit of indecision about what was happening there for a moment. But Kazakhstan have the ball back. Mortilieva finds Marcina. Can't hold on to it for long enough to do any real damage. And Australia have the ball back again. I don't have the game clock on the screen, so I can't tell you how long we got, but we've got Ballasty looking for her first. She doesn't get it, but it goes to Halligan, who gets another. And that will be her hat-trick. So hat-tricks for Halligan, for Andrews, 4 for Arancini, and 3 for Tilly Cairns. Yeah, I seem to have lost the game clock of our screen, so I can tell you the shot clock, but I can't tell you the game clock at the moment. So I suppose the good thing from Norozbekov's point of view, the coach, is that he gets a chance to use the depth of his bench, and they'll get another. And that is Muravyeva. Daria Muravyeva. So, well, this period is only 3-2 to the Aussies. This one, much tighter affair than was the first two. 6-1 and 9-1, but this one, maybe the Aussies just taking it a bit easy, but maybe Kazakhstan have stepped up their game a little bit, but Muravyeva gets another, and in fact 3. It's 3-3 now, of course, in this period. 18-5. One of the hat-trick players, Halligan, lovely pass, and immediately Casey is leapt on. And another penalty accrues for Bronte Halligan. Bronte Halligan up against Zakir Bayeva. They've not done too well on the penalties so far, Australia, and they don't do again. They've been hitting the woodwork with great regularity on their set pieces. So 3-3 in this quarter. Ballasty, so one of the very few Aussies who's not actually yet scored. Fasala. They'll try and find a way to get her a goal, I'm sure. Goalie should have that, and does. Yeah, the game's coming together a bit more from Kazakhstan's point of view now. It's got time to really get in the groove, but now it's looking a lot better. Pochinok, so they are using the depth of their bench. 11 seconds. Moravieva. Only got a few seconds. Well, good. We got the game clock back again. 1:05 remaining in the third. 18-5 Australia. 3-3 though this quarter. That's a bit too aggressive from Anasova. He's really been in the game recently, last minute or so. Is that going to be another? No, turnover this time. Referee's obviously right on top of it. The Hungarian and the Japanese ref, seeing everything that happens under their noses. Oof. That's just a little bit too strong. Bavalova. And then... you don't need words to describe what he's feeling or what he's thinking at that stage. Halligan took a while to really get influential in the game. Pretty much is now. 17 seconds remaining in the third. They'd like to win it, but they're not going to at the moment. 3-3 it is in this. So it was 15-2 at half-time. It's honours even in the third quarter. So well done for the fight back, the battling back of Kazakhstan. And 3 quarters gone. Kazakhstan 5, Australia 18. Yeah, so we've already had a win for New Zealand today. Looks very much like we're going to have a win for Australia. And their penalties have been a little bit awry today. That's one thing they're going to have to sharpen up on going forward, because they've been given chances from Kazakhstan for penalties and they've muffed them. Although that one was converted on the rebound, but first time I'm asking. Oh, that was the goal of the game for me, from Arancini. Look at that. Rifled. Absolutely rifled into the top corner. And there have been some good ones from Australia along the way, but Kazakhstan have dug in. A couple from Turova, a couple from Yeremina, and one from Moravieva. So they're holding firm. They certainly held firm in that third quarter. And quite a bit for them to get excited about. I think Turova has been absolutely outstanding. Really has. And you just need a few more like her for Kazakhstan to really make this competitive. But she would fit, I think, quite nicely into the Australian team. She's got the ability and the capability. There's that. So up to 33%, looking much better from a Kazakhstan point of view. 60%, okay, for Australia. They would have liked it more, the penalty shots. Only 1 from 4. Now, that's not a good stat. That is not a good stat. 1 from 4 in the penalty shots. Now, normally, if you miss one, you feel quite aggrieved. They've missed the majority of their penalty shots. They have won all the sprints, though. They won 3 out of 3 so far. Here comes sprint number 4. Now, can Kazakhstan win it through Yeremina? No, she can't. Australia have first possession. We're underway in quarter 4. Casey. Casey will advance it a bit further. She might take a shot. No, she tries to put it right in front. That won't count. Whistle's already gone. So that will not be goal 19. Bayeva. And you look at those stats, go, she's conceded 18, but she's made some very good saves, and she's had doing a lot of work. She's not had a great deal of defensive cover. Ready for our first goal of this quarter so far. It's a bit of a throwaway, bit of a shame. As Kazakhstan trying to formulate something, but just give it away. Pascal Casey. Oh, she's got intent. She's got lots of it. She might go all the way here with the shot. She's going to, isn't she? Oh, well, she probably went in a bit too tight, if anything. There was a bit of goal expanse to her left, but I think it was a bit of a rush of blood to the head. I can keep going, I can keep going. Yeah, probably went a bit too close in on that. Yeremina looking for a hat-trick here. Not happy with the shot selection. I think he's been happy with much, but he'd be happy with the way they've dug in. Certainly in the third period. Pascal Casey. Arancini. Already 4 to her name. We'll be back in again. Get the captain back involved. Here she is, Arancini. No, doesn't rifle it in this time. Down to 2 seconds, and they'll get a reset. 20. I give it Arancini every time myself, but there you go. Andrews. Here's Arancini for number 5, maybe. No, still doesn't want to go that way. And, well, she's losing her cap. She's also lost possession. Kazakhstan will have it back. Yeremina looking for an outlet. And that's going to be, continue to be Kazakhstan possession. Bershina. Oh, he knew where that was aiming, but certainly heading towards the top corner, but read nicely by Genevieve Longman. Chance for Pascal Casey to bring it down the right-hand side. Oh, well. Referees say that's okay. That's slightly aggressive to me, I've got to say, but he's closer to the action than I am. Bayeva. To Yeremina. Great for her to get a hat-trick. She's certainly thinking about it. Oh, a little reverse, a blind shot as well from Muravieva, one of the 3 goal scorers for Kazakhstan. Casey. Now, is she going to take a shot this time? No, she's not. That's a little bit too strong. Over egg the pudding a little bit. Australia just a bit ragged at the moment. But they could put that right. That was a bit too strong. Turova on Casey. So let's go another chance for the Australians to get possession and potentially score this time with Abby Andrews. Now, they've tried all kinds of penalty shooters, and she can't get it in. 1 for 5. This is ridiculous. Australia on penalty shots are 1 for 5. That's a terrible stat. 20% conversion rate for the Australians on penalty shots. Not good. I was saying 1 for 4 wasn't good. 1 for 5's obviously worse. A lot of pushing and shoving, which you kind of expect anyway, but there's going to be an exclusion for the Aussies here. So Kazakhstan have a player advantage as Fasala disappears. Turova. This is the key players. Nicely done, Yeremina for a hat-trick. Yes, 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 Yeremina. Beautifully done. And for the first time in a quarter, Kazakhstan are in front. In the grand scheme of things, it may not mean much, but they have really tilted this game massively from being 15-2 down to being 18-6 down. Now, we're not going to see the comeback of all comebacks, I don't think, but there's a lot of respectability coming into this performance. Halligan, obviously, still dominant in terms of possession, but they're just not making enough of it. I can imagine that Paul Obermann will be unhappy with this second half performance because they've not been good. Just sometimes shot selection not good, and well, they're going to get the ball back here, Kazakhstan, with Turova, who herself, I think, deserves a hat-trick as well. She has been so instrumental in what they've done that's good. But here's Yeremina, the hat-trick scorer. Also, he's just getting a little bit overly physical at times. Molotayeva, Turova, Yeremina. That's going to be, yeah, they're in there for too long. Again, just getting too keen, spending way too much time in front of the Australian goal. So, referee said, no, you've been there, in there for too long. And it's a turnover. Mikhailovic for Australia. She's got that top corner open, but she didn't want to go that way. Arancini, 4 from 7 attempts for her. Nice. Well, those were a nice pass. It was actually slightly too strong. And yes, Kanikova. 2 minutes 30 remaining in the game. Oh, we've only had 1 goal. We've only had 1 goal in nearly 6 minutes, which is very unusual. And that only goal has been scored by Kazakhstan. Australia have been blanked in this quarter so far. Amy Ridge will try and change all that. 20 seconds shot clock. No, they're not going to get anything again because I think Zerembieva going to get her first. So Zerembieva, she does. This would be quite an achievement if Kazakhstan could blank Australia in the 4th quarter. This would be quite something. Trikanikova. Well, Australia have not scored in this quarter, which is now 6 minutes and 23 seconds old. Motieva. Melshina, well, they just wanted to use up their 30-second shot clock, I think. I'm not quite sure why, but I suppose winning a period, the quarter 1-0 would be a great achievement. I'm not sure they're going to hold the Australians at bay this time, or are they? Pasala. Well, I think they might. I think they just might. Nakinbayeva. Wow, this would be such a turn up for the books if they could keep them down to 3 goals in the last 2 quarters. That's what it would amount to. 3 goals in the 3rd and none at all in the 4th. But here's a great chance for all that to change. Just I'm saying that. Possibilities here for Arancini. Is not going to miss, is she? She's not. She's not. She's not. She's not. Yeah, you saw that coming. Just the person you really wanted on the ball to Arancini, who makes that 6 personal and at least does bring Australia level in this quarter. Yeah, she has so much time and she's so experienced, and that is 5 for her. So I'll be very surprised if she doesn't get player of the match, because she's been superb for Australia. Both Turova and Yeremina have been very good for Kazakhstan. Australia winning on the steals, but I'll say second half has been 4-4. So that this game really has transformed in the last 16 minutes. Halligan for Australia. It must be quite cruel if they were to win this quarter with the few seconds elapsing. They'll have one more attempt on goal. Halligan. They need to make it quick, though. There's only 2 seconds. They're not going to get a chance to do it. And that, I would say, is a bit of a moral victory for Kazakhstan as far as the second half is concerned, most certainly, because it was 4-4 in the second half, but overall Australia got the job done in the first 16 and they've beaten Kazakhstan by 19 goals to 6. Well, that was quite a curious match in many respects. Australia absolutely cruising at 15-2 at half-time, and then second half was 4-4. So it's difficult to really work out what happened there, whether Australia took their foot off the pedal or Kazakhstan found their rhythm or a combination of both. But you think about it, it took right to the end of that fourth quarter for Australia to score. So I think there's a bit of work to be done. I was talking up their medal prospects early in the game when they were running away with it. The second half was nowhere near as efficient. Look at that, 54% shot efficiency came right down. Went up from Kazakhstan, 32. Everybody pretty much got in on the goal-scoring act for Australia. And obviously a very impressive Arancini with 5. But do you know what? I think the Australians will come away from that not totally pleased. They were smiling early on. They were very happy, certainly when they ran out to that very big lead of 15-2. But second half, Kazakhstan were a completely different outfit. And I said, who else could step up with Turova? Well, the answer was Anastasia Yeremina, who scored a hat-trick for Kazakhstan. And to be fair, she played her part too, did Zarkan Bayeva, but 1 from 5 in terms of the penalty shots. That is not a stat Australia will be happy with. You shouldn't be missing that many. And, you know, down the stretch, off the Omiedson. Yeah, she found it funny too. But down the stretch, you can't be missing that many penalties, because it might come back to haunt you later in the competition. Right, I'm interested to see if they make player of the match. I think it's going to be Arancini, and it is Arancini. Yeah, for 5 goals, very difficult to ignore 5-goal scorer, and she did play her part, and yeah, she had that goal of the game for me. So no qualms about saying that's the correct call. Now, Australia are going to have to do a little bit better against New Zealand in the next game, or that'll be much tighter than they would like it to be. New Zealand have already won. Australia have now won, and they'll come head-to-head in the next game. Obviously, the goal difference helps Australia to go top. New Zealand beat Brazil, and as I say, those two will go head-to-head on Wednesday, and that will be quite a good battle. New Zealand will have taken a lot of solace from what they saw in the second half of that game, and probably plenty to work on for their match in a couple of days' time. Hope you've enjoyed our transmission of Group C of the preliminary round of the women's water polo. We'll turn our attention to the men tomorrow. Men have their first round of games. And we'll look forward to bringing you the action from the 4 different venues that are hosting the water polo. Till then, bye-bye.